What about the groceries? Have the groceries, have they come down?
We didn't vote for Trump because we wanted lower prices. We voted for him because we want him to make our country safe.
Stopping illegal immigration was one of Donald Trump's major election promises.
This is the new level of cope that we are seeing from Trump supporters as they are so desperate to defend Donald Trump's actions.
This has been his signature issue ever since he entered politics.
As the Trump administration makes good on one of Trump's most controversial campaign promises.
And all you guys can talk about
It's grocery money.
A promise that was immortalized in that sea of signs at the Republican National Convention. Mass deportations now. It's no longer an abstract idea or controversial campaign promise or even a convention sign. The deportations are underway.
And millions of people who voted for Donald Trump for exactly this reason. Because what this mass deportation shows everyone who's paying attention is that the Democrat Party and the mainstream media do not want to enforce the laws at the border and do not want to enforce immigration laws in America. Because if they were actually enforcing the laws at the border and actually enforcing immigration law, then the mainstream media wouldn't be so shocked when someone like Donald Trump actually comes along and enforces those laws.
anybody with a brain knows you can't fix the economy in a day. We all know that. Donald Trump knows that. You know that. So stop acting dumb.
But one thing that is not an open question, one thing we don't have to wonder about, is how it feels if you are undocumented in America right now, or even if you worry that you could be mistaken for being undocumented because of the color of your skin or your name. This is a headline out of Chicago. Quote, "We are terrified." The New York Times spoke with one man, a man who was born in this country, who said this, quote, "I can tell you that even for those of us who are citizens or have a green card, there's fear. I'm scared myself, not that I'll be deported because I was born here, but I'm scared that I may get scooped up in a mass arrest."
Man, I can understand if I was in that position. I'd be pissed if I got rounded up just because I was Hispanic and they're rounding up all these Hispanics because of all these illegal immigrants. I, myself, if I was a legal immigrant, which I am, I'm a legal immigrant because my ancestors came here legally as well, I'd be pissed at these illegal immigrants for causing me all these problems. Because if all of these illegal immigrants weren't in this country, me, a legal immigrant citizen, wouldn't have to worry anything about being rounded up on accident if it wasn't for the Democrats and their policies of open borders. We wouldn't have all of these people here illegally bringing all of this extra heat on people who are here legally just trying to live their lives. So legal immigrants should be the most pissed off out there about illegal immigrants because they're the ones causing you the problems, not the laws. See, if they just followed the laws, legal immigrants wouldn't have to worry about it.
That fear of mass arrests and disorientation and uncertainty is not an unintended consequence or a design flaw of Trump's mass deportations. It is the design feature. It is exactly what the Trump administration intends. And you don't have to take our word for it, because as usual, the Trump administration is saying the quiet part out loud. Here's Vice President J.D. Vance.
We empowered law enforcement to enforce the law everywhere to protect Americans.
A chilling effect, arguably, to people to not send their kids to school.
I desperately hope it has a chilling effect on illegal immigrants coming into our country.
Why do these reporters always ally with the potentiality of crime and harm instead of just supporting Americans and having a safe country? It's so exhausting.
I desperately hope it has a chilling effect. There you have it. The cruelty, the intended fear, the intended confusion, the intended chaos is the point. It's their objective.
First off, for you to sit there on TV making millions of dollars with a straight face and tell me that enforcing the laws at the border is chaos is completely insane. Enforcement of laws is what's called order. And what we saw for the last 4 years with open border policies is what's called chaos. And if the Border Patrol had been allowed to do their job for the last 4 years, and Democrats and the media stopped playing games that they're actually enforcing the laws at the border for the last 4 years, then all of these people wouldn't be here illegally to be afraid. And so this sympathy game that the media and the Democrats are playing of saying, well, they're already here, and now, well, since they're here, we should just let them stay, because then you're just a mean man for sending them back, and it's just so terrible, and the intended consequences is fear and chaos. If you don't break the laws, you won't be living in fear. It wouldn't be chaotic for you.
But we have to understand the American people are saying, you know what, enough's enough. We've tried it that way. We've been doing it that way for decades. We sick of y'all. Let's wait. Let's go through the process. Let's arrest somebody. Let's let them out. Let's put them back out on the streets. Oh, let's make sure they have due process. You think somebody wants to hear about due process with somebody that's in this country illegally? They want to hear that. You in the country illegally. Hell with your process. Yeah. You got the audacity to admit a crime after you got here illegally? We ain't trying to hear that. Nobody's trying to hear that.
All of this exposes the Democrats, the mainstream media, and the Democrat voters as liars when it comes to enforcement of immigration law or the laws at the border. They want the borders wide open. And there's no doubt about it. I just wish they'd stop lying to everybody and say it out loud. If you're still with me, thanks for watching. Consider hitting that like and subscribe button, commenting or sharing. Thanks again for watching.